be realistic. I'm not like anybody else, and this newsletter is not like anybody else. Most newsletters focus on having a lot of strong opinions about things, and in particular, most newsletters focus on it's the end of the world coming next Tuesday. They talk about the apocalypse and so on and so forth. And that sells newsletters. But I'm a professional trader, so my approach is completely different. My approach is all about how do I make money in the marketplace rather than how do I get subscribers. So I do something very unusual. Let's take a look at the slide on the screen. My opinion, I give my opinion a lot. Sometimes it's strong, sometimes it's not, depending on how strong I feel about something. But guess what? My opinion only has some value. And I like to think it has good value, but if you go to the bottom line, you don't make money through opinions. What you need to do is you need to look at the indicators, because the indicators I have developed over decades of experience, and they have high value, high discipline, high risk management. And so I don't really listen to my opinion. I listen very closely to the indicators because they reflect what the market is telling me to do. And the only way you can make money is to listen very closely to the market. Hey, everybody. Welcome to this week's TradeSmith. Let's dive right in, This is the deep end of the pool right here. Live it. Love it. All right. Okay. This is pretty interesting here. So what we have is we had the big explosion up there in late April on the S&P 500. Couple of gaps. That's very bullish. But I pointed out last week about how the purple predictor, which had been leading back in February, is now lagging significantly in the marketplace. And we started to see some strength last week, and I was hoping that it would rally up and catch up with the price action, but it has not. And it remains a negative feature in the market. And frankly, I just don't like that. Now, once again, this is my opinion. Who cares about my opinion? The question is, what do we do? What actions do we take? What stocks do we buy? So the indicators are telling us this is not a time to be aggressive. The Dow Jones, look at the purple predictor here, even worse than the S&P. So what's that telling us? It's telling us that Dow 30 type stocks, which are old line industrial companies, that's not where you want to be. Look, it hasn't even made a high above the late February high, unlike the S&P, which is very close to all-time highs. Now, this is the NASDAQ, and this is where I've been pounding on this for months. The indicators state clearly that the NASDAQ is in a clear bull market. We got the big gap in April. We got the purple predictor, looks fine. So we need to be focused here in technology stocks, biotech stocks, things that make up the NASDAQ, Apple, Intel, Microsoft, Google, you get the picture, Facebook, not in industrial stocks at all. This is where we need to be. The indicators are clear. Now, the seasonality has been bullish since last year. Now, there's the old thing, sell in May, and here we are in May, and it is weakening, and look at the purple predictor is weaker than the price action, so that suggests we might get down to that red line at 133. If we break below 133, then I'm going to turn our seasonality indicator to less than bullish, okay? Now, so far, it's kept us on the bull side. For fully paid up members, they know that we are crushing the market. And we have double size positions. So we're double crushing the market. You see why we use the seasonality? Very important. We use it to change the size of our positions. Okay, and here we are. Now look at this. We're getting up near the peak in May. And pick any scenario you want, but my preferred one is the blue line. We should start seeing the market sell off here a bit. Then get a little rally in July and August, and then another dip going into the low in September. So this is not going to be a pretty market at all. Fourth quarter should be fine, should be good. But the next couple of months, the next quarter, not so hot. All right, and our yield curve this predicts the market a year in advance at extremes, not here in the middle, but this also suggests that it's going to be hard for the market to rally very well. But notice that the yield curve really starts to move up starting in September. And this is one of the reasons why I'm looking for a really good fourth quarter in the market. Asset allocation, dribbling higher. This shows that money's flowing out of bonds and into stocks. Our risk indicator, showing they're getting a little frisky, but not too frisky. Global shares, this has really been where the action is, and I've kind of missed this. I've been saying I'm bullish, but I don't really have too much in the way of positions here. Where I do have a lot of positions in, and fully paid up members know this, is in emerging markets. I'm pretty bullish on emerging markets. We own several of those in the portfolio. They're doing great. They're doing great. Emerging markets is a place that I really want to be right now, and in fact am there right now. Now, bonds, I told you money was going out of the bond market. You can see it's been suffering here over the last 3 weeks. I think it's going to continue to suffer, but the reality is I don't want to trade bonds because they're in a giant trading range. I only like to trade things that are in big bull or big bear markets because that's where you make money, not trying to nitpick little moves in the bond market. That's not a good recipe for making money. Okay, the key factors are neutral. So once again, really want to avoid the bond market. Now the dollar, this is pretty much the same chart I showed you last week. We did get the rally that I predicted last week. And then on Friday, we kind of got hit hard. Net, this is actually what's called a wedge formation, a potential wedge formation, which is actually bullish. But it has to break that downtrend line that goes across the top. It's got to break above 101.25. So there's still a lot of work to be done. Once again, don't want to trade the dollar right now. Don't want to trade it. Now, gold has been under a lot of pressure. In spite of the dollar being under pressure, gold has really suffered. Well, when there's good news about something and the market goes down, that's telling you a lot. So to me, a break below 1210 on gold would be very bearish. And I would expect that we would get down probably another $100, $80 at least on the downside. So far, the support at 1215 is held up. That's great. But the problem is that commodity prices are going down. In other words, leading indicators of inflation are getting lower. And at the same time, there's all this discussion among professional investors that the Fed is going to be tightening, and that is bearish for gold. So I can't get excited about here. I don't want to go short by any means, but I certainly don't want to be long. Better to stand aside, stay focused on the stock market right now. That's where the action is. Our gold short-term indicators, though, kind of interesting. They were 2-to-1 negative last week, but notice in the last week they all hooked up. Is this the beginning of a bull market in gold? Well, let's wait another week or so, but it is interesting that all three of them started moving up in just the last week or two. So we got to the support. It's starting to move higher. Still don't want to get involved. Oil collapsed as we expected. I said we get into the low 40 area. It did get into the low 40 area. It's rebounded here, but there's just too much oil out there, and the demand is not increasing fast enough. So look for oil to remain under pressure and get even lower into the lower 40s. Hey, everybody, thanks very much. Freebies, love having you here. And fully paid up members, just hang in there for a second, and let's go. I mean, I'm just so excited about all the incredible trades we've got on.
Hey, Courtney Smith here, and I want to tell you about TradeSmith, our video weekly newsletter. Yeah, I've been bringing the hammer to the market for over 45 years, and now I share that expertise with you every week in a terse, to-the-point video newsletter. Now, see, back in the old days, I actually ran the #1 stock newsletter in the United States for 5 years, according to the Hulbert Financial Digest. I crushed the market. I went where the action was, and for 5 years, when I did this newsletter, it was the #1 rated most profitable newsletter there was. There's a picture of it. In addition, I also ran the #1 mutual fund, growth mutual fund in the United States. There it is. There it is. There's Morningstar. Look at that chart. Ooh, that's a beautiful looking chart there. And I was #1. Well, and no losing year in 40 years. I've been doing this for a long time, and I want to share that expertise with you so that you don't have to go through 40 years of experience. Trust me, I've bled a lot in those 40 years, but what that means is I've led a lot, and I've shown tens of thousands of people how to make money in my career. Now, first of all, in this newsletter, we're going to cover the key markets. We're going to talk about the U.S. stock market. We're going to talk about global stock markets. We're going to talk about foreign exchange. We're going to talk about futures, even commodities, oil. We're going to talk about bonds so that this is a one-stop shop. You can come here. You don't need anything else. We're going to use options. Whenever we have the opportunity to leverage up and turbocharge our profits, we're going to do it. Now, this is totally unique analysis. You think that if I did what everybody else did, I would have those number one track records? Of course not. What I have to do is unique. That's the only way you can beat the competition out there year after year after year. So, deep fundamental analysis. I'm going to talk about this on two levels. First of all, fundamental analysis of the markets, monetary policy, economic policy, trade flows, all of those sorts of things, but on a very, very deep level. I've studied macroeconomics for decades now, and I've been using that analysis for decades. In addition, we look at deep fundamentals of individual stocks when we look at our stock market trades. That is to say, we're going to tear apart these companies. I focus a lot on a few key metrics. One of them, strong earnings growth. In the final analysis, that's the thing that really drives stock prices. Another factor that drives stock prices is when earnings per share estimates are going up. That is to say, when a broker changes their estimate from 10 cents a share to 20 cents a share, they call their clients buy the stock, and the price goes up. So those are the two most powerful techniques that affect the price of a stock, and I'm going to tear that apart and show you why I love these companies. But at the same time, just because it's a great company doesn't mean it's a great stock. We need to be able to time these things and buy them when it's good to buy and sell them when it's good to sell. So I'm going to show you unique technical analysis you can't get anyplace else. It's a combination of a number of indicators. Some of them you might have seen elsewhere, but I use them in a unique way. Others, you've never seen them anyplace else. I'm the inventor of those techniques. But you know what? Even the techniques that I use of other people, I use from people who are friends of mine. Yes, I've been around this market so long that most of the greatest technicians in history have been friends of mine. In addition, I'm going to show you ninja trading tactics. How are we going to get the best fill? How do we enter the orders? Are we going to use stop orders, or are we going to use limit orders or market orders? All of those sorts of things I'm going to give you in our weekly video newsletter. Key benefits of the newsletter. Number one, killer analysis that you're not going to find anyplace else. This is unique. This is unusual. And I have to make it unique. I have to make it unusual because that's the only way I can be number one. By the way, I was voted number one bond and gold market timer for 3 years in a row by Timers Digest. You can only do that when you have unique and killer analysis. Killer trades, because once we've got the analysis, we need to make money from it. We need to turn it into an actionable item, something that we can actually do in the real world. So I'm going to give you killer trades. I'm going to tell you specifically where to buy, specifically where to sell. Nothing is left to the imagination. I'm precise. It's also to the point. I don't want to waste time. I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to waste my time. So no BS, no stories, no jokes, no nothing. Right to the point. Here's what to do. Here's why to do it. And here's how to make money from it. So I'm going to keep it terse. It's about 20 minutes per week, right to the point with all the analysis. I show you the charts right on the screen so you know exactly why I'm doing it. You can double check my work. If I show you an indicator and I say this is what it means, I'll show you the recent past and you can see if it worked recently. Of course, it does. Now, actionable. That's a key thing. so many analysts out there. It's blah, 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 blah. It seems to me that all they want to do is they love the sound of their own voice. They want to sound smart. You know what? I don't care if I sound smart. That's not the point of the exercise. I'm not here to try to impress you. I'm here to help you make money. I'm doing all the same trades that I recommend to you. So trust me, they better be profitable. Easy. Like I say, I'm going to give you the exact entry, exit points. It's going to be super easy. Just type them into your brokerage platform, and there you go. It can't be any easier than that unless I came over to your house and typed in the orders myself. It's only $47 a month. This is a peanut for what you're getting. This is killer analysis, killer trades. This is something where, you got to stop and think of it this way. Can I make $47 more per month if I subscribe to this newsletter, or am I not going to make $47 per month? You know the answer. The answer is, of course, you're going to make at least 47, probably 10 times that, probably 100 times that, probably 1,000 times more than the $47, depending on the size of your account and if you follow all of my trades. So also, I want you to have a lot of free bonuses right up front. As soon as you sign up for the first month, I'm going to give you thousands of dollars of free bonuses. A lot of them are options related because I'm an owner of a company called Options University, and we've got some great education there, from option beginner to pro in just 4 nights. I like using options if I can because they can turbocharge the profitability. They can also be used to cut risk at the same time. That's a pretty awesome combination. So I'm going to give you from options beginner to pro in just 4 nights. Great introductory course for an option beginner. I'm going to give you how to quickly and easily master the top 20 technical indicators, some of which I use, but of course, as I say, I often use them in tricky new ways, and I'll show those to you as well. Retire rich with 10x income. I love this course. Really, isn't that what we all want, is to retire rich? And hey, why retire rich? How about retire rich and early with 10x income? This is an awesome course. You're going to love this course. It's going to get you focused so that you can retire rich. The secret is out with gamma trading. Now, this one's more advanced. I'm not kidding you with this. Gamma trading, I used to be an options market maker in the institutional world. I didn't deal with retail customers, only with banks. And what did we do? We did gamma trading all day long. It's something that's so super sophisticated that very few retail investors ever really understand it. This course gives you the insight into how to do this sophisticated technique. So we started from option beginner at our top bonus. This one, advanced and very super cool. Another one is, I love this. Come on. We're going to give you a new option strategy every month. So what's going to happen is you're going to receive a new option strategy every single month for 12 months, give you a month to master the strategy for the month, and then learn a new one, and then learn a new one. This is a great concept so that you can learn in a relaxed fashion. Gotta love it. I'm also going to give you 82-page manual on candlestick secrets. This is a particular style of trading, using, instead of bar charts, using candlesticks. What's cool is it's got flashcards. And it's really very cool because you actually get to learn just like you did when you were a kid. So it makes it super easy. You can be studying while you're sitting there on the subway or whatever, looking through those flashcards, the tutorials, the manual. It's awesome. And then finally, a very secretive part of the universe, foreign exchange options trading, where we combine foreign exchange trading with options trading, profiting from the 2 hottest markets. So I'm giving you 7 bonuses here. The value, if you were to go and buy those, go to optionsuniversity.com. Check them out. You'll see the price is just under $2,200. So when you sign up for just $47 a month, I'm going to give you these 7 bonuses right away. You're going to be able to access them right away. So let's repeat. You get the weekly video briefing with actionable advice. You get the 7 valuable bonuses, and all for just $1.56 a day. Come on. Really? You don't think it's worth less than $1.56 a day? Come on, man. You can't get a Starbucks coffee for $1.56, but you can get one of the best video newsletters ever. In fact, I believe it's the first video newsletter ever. But you're getting the same insights and the same techniques that I use to build that incredible track record of being the highest performing, most profitable newsletter for 5 straight years, all for $1.56 a day. This is a peanut. So what do you got to do? It's simple. You go to bit.ly/weekly market forecast. And yes, the W and the M and the F have to be capitalized, but go to bit.ly/weekly market forecast right now to subscribe, get involved, full money back guarantee. Of course, do it right now. You're going to really enjoy it. I'm not allowed to promise you that you'll make money. The SEC, the FTC, they'll come down on me like a ton of bricks. But I know what my track record is. I think as long as you follow the advice, I think you're going to be very happy. I'm allowed to say you're going to be happy. I'm not allowed to say you'll make money or they'll come down on me like a ton of bricks. We don't like that. So here's what I need you to do. Go to bit.ly/weekly market forecast with the capital W, M, and F right now. Go there right now, check it out, sign out, full money back guarantee, get all the bonuses, try it for a month. I know you're going to love it. Thanks very much, and I'll see you on TradeSmith. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.